Om Sadashiva-Samarambham Asmadacharya-Paryantam Guru Parampara. So we saw the first 5 verses of this. Yeah. So, any questions, clarifications?
So, Swamiji,
Yeah?
sorry, I do have a few questions.
Sure.
So in the last class, you had described about Ishvara being Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam.
Yeah, right.
Is it that Ishvara is Nimitta Karanam through Maya's Sattva Guna and Upadana Karanam through Rajas and Tamo Guna? Is that how I could understand it?
You can take it that way. So normally we say Nimitta Karanam because he's consciousness. Because all intelligence is based on consciousness. So Sattva Guna is also that. But you could take it as because of Sattva Guna he is Nimittam, and because of Rajas and Tamas especially, Upadana.
Okay.
So the material for creation has to come from Tamas.
Yes.
Tamas is material and inertia, both.
Yes. Okay, sure, Swami. So that was the first question. The second one on the same lines was, so from Ishvara's standpoint, he would be Vivarta Upadana Karanam, and from Maya's standpoint, it would be Pariname Upadana Karanam. Is that correct?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
And because as Nimittam consciousness, it doesn't change.
Yes.
But as Maya, it changes. So, Parinama.
Got it.
See, all these divisions has come later. Okay. Parinama, Vikara, Vivarta. The Upanishad doesn't bother, it uses all as one and the same.
Right. And again, the third question on the similar topic, would it, so Ishvara as his Swarupa is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, and Ishvara's Swabhava is Jagat Karanam Brahman. Is that?
No, you can't say that.
No, okay.
Because Swabhava and you're making a difference between Swabhava and.
Right.
So if you're going to use both together and put it like that, it's okay. Just to illustrate standpoint. But otherwise, it both mean one and the same thing.
One and the same. Okay. Sure, Swamiji. The next set of questions was about, you had described about how one has to function in the world despite this knowledge. So for a wise person, when you had mentioned to function in the world, you still need Ishvara. Now, from a wise person's standpoint, given that they're rooted, they know that they're Brahman, would they still have to perform their actions with Ishwararpana and Prasada Buddhi, or does that drop and it becomes spontaneous?
No. When a wise person performs action, it is not Ishwararpana and Prasada Buddhi. It is Karmani Akarmaya Pachyet.
Yeah. Okay.
There is no action even though there is action.
Yes.
In action, there is absence of action. That's how it is.
I see. Okay.
At the same time, the acknowledgement of Ishvara happens. Like you're starting an important project. Okay. So a small puja or something you will done before that. The acknowledgement of Ishvara. But the way the action is done is not exactly Karma Yoga Buddhi. It is Akarmani Karmaya Pashyet. That's it.
I see.
Or Karmani Cha Karmaya. That's the second.
Right.
There's no real action happening.
Got it, Swamiji. And
the Mithyatvam of action. Yeah.
The Mithyatvam of action. Yeah. Sure, Swamiji. And actually, just one last question, Swamiji, then I'll be done.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Any amount of question. So many are thinking about it, but they may not have spent it out. So.
Sure. The last question was actually something very topical pertaining to today. So today in Tamil Nadu, for example, a lot of ladies observe what's called this Karadai Nombu, right, which is for the well-being of their husbands. They pray for the well-being of the husband.
Yeah.
So in a certain context, it was coming up that some folks were mentioning that it is actually a form of sakama karma. and therefore it's something we should not do, versus some other folks saying do it, because it's your swadharma as a dharma partner.
No. See, this is all a mistaken notion. Karma Yoga exists because there is desire prompted activity. So what's wrong if there is a desire? We somehow treat desire as something wrong. This is where the whole guilt trip comes in. Desire is desire. In fact, later on, Krishna will say here, Dharma aviruddha kamosmi. I am the kamaha, he will say, which is not opposed to dharma. Therefore, desire per se is not a wrong. So if you have sakarmak action, what is the problem? No, yeah. Not a cup of coffee, that's also sakarmak. Come on. What are you going to say no to? Because I'm a spiritual student. It's ridiculous. And some teachers say that. No, first level of Karma Yoga is desire prompted activity is prasadam. Next level, you can. That's a process of growth. But, okay, previously we saw 4 types of devotees, right? The one who prays to God only when he is in danger. The one who prays to God when he is in danger, plus when he wants something. And the one who tries to know God. If the other person leave him out for the same thing, yes. Let us take these two. Now you are a jignasu, a spiritual student, wanting to know the truth. You are in danger. Will you pray to the Lord or not pray to the Lord? Of course you will pray. Huh? You are in a life-threatening situation. Let us say you are stuck on a tanker in the Gulf. Will you pray or not pray? Jignasu, I would only want to know the truth. A jignasu is not an idiot. So, desire prompted activity like this in danger. There he becomes an artharthi also. But there is a plus. He's an artharthi plus jignasu. Yeah. There is a desire to get back home safe. One is all out dangerous. We get back home safe. So both he will pray for. And jignasu will say every day he'll listen to something, doing some contemplation, all that he'll be doing. So they are not mutually exclusive states all the time. This is a mistake some people make in presenting yoga. Indeed, a time will come when you have lived a karma yogi long enough that desires don't mean much to you. All your desires have been fulfilled, your priorities have been fulfilled. Now you can say, now what is left? Only this. My duties, a few things are left. I want to know this. But you can't impose that is a state like a young mother should follow who has got kids. No sarcasm. Then you know what the people will do when you present it in this manner? That no desire prompted activity. You will justify it. Instead of honestly accepting it, hey, I have a desire. I want to fulfill it. And there's honesty there. Atta satyam asti. Instead of that, you'll justify. By somewhere, you will try to push it into your duty. And say, this is my duty, therefore I have. Be honest to yourself. ठीक है यार desire है. Desire. What is the big deal? Have it. I'll take care of it. It's not that a student of Vedanta cannot have desire. You don't let kama and nature rule your life. That's all. Otherwise, this will be like this idiotic teacher who spoke to a junior This junior is also a teacher. Okay? Diagnosed with cancer. Okay? And quite serious. So the senior teacher says, no, you can take treatment, but no doing special puja for. Why not? If you can take treatment, why can't you hold your hands in a prayer and ask the Lord to save you from this, to make the treatment successful? What is wrong? Unless you are that evolved and that Atma, like you feel my Nishtha is very, very good, I don't need this body, then I will not take treatment. Who said treatment is not part of your prarabdha? Let us say if something happens to the teacher, will the students not drag him to a doctor? I mean, you will know that's part of prarabdha or not? You're good prarabdha, you've got some good students there. So, that's all. Unnecessary hair splitting. Trying to create categories of categories. This is not the right thing to do. That's why even when I talked about the 4 types of devotees, I said, this is not what we call a watertight compartment. Always plus something more. I mean, let us take a wise person. Someone is coming to with a knife to stab them. Is he going to be idiotic enough and say, there is neither birth nor birth? Hanyamane Shariri and stand there? I mean, he has a choice. He can do that. It's true. But if he has some sense, he'll move away. No? Minimum. So, there is where the whole thing comes in.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Shalini.
So this is strictly not a question, but I would still love to hear you. Isn't the desire or urge for knowledge by itself a desire? I mean, is
First, thirst for knowledge is a desire, a good desire.
that itself desire itself? Yeah.
A good desire, keep it.
Exploration or solving or finding something itself is a
All
desire.
desires are not bad. Some desires are very good. Yeah, Shalini, you had a question.
Yeah, just a modification of the previous one actually. So when we are doing action, any action, so that the doer feeling, the karta bodha.
Yeah.
How to reduce that? See, after the actions, then you can sit and think, it's not me, or we can look at the reality of it, the actual truth of it. When you're doing the action, you always feel that you're the one who is doing the action.
Yeah.
So there is so much identification. How to reduce it or go beyond it while you are doing the action in the
Yeah. While you are doing the action, always focus on karma yoga buddhi. The other part, that I am not karta, has to come with the clarity of knowledge. So work on the knowledge separate. Okay? Karma yoga always focus on Ishwararpanam prasada buddhi and bring this into your mind. Okay? Not a blade of grass will move without his will. It's a poetic way of putting it. The idea is, Ishvara's order makes everything work. Later on, he'll say here, I am only an instrument in the hands of the Lord. Think of it like that.
Yes, no, what I meant was when I'm doing the action.
Yeah, you're doing action.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing
all of these thought that I am the nimitta and I'm performing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that does not come all the time,
Yeah.
Many times it comes, but most of the times, especially in a situation where possibly I'm angry or, in those situations, all of this disappears. So
That's okay. That's part of the game. That's part of the game. It's like, see, we are always functioning as human beings. But sometimes we can be overcome with anger or so, and so we must have thought, I'm a human being. Once in a way, it happens. It's okay. It's part of the game. Part of the game. One thing necessary is in the pursuit of truth is have that commitment and that purpose, everything, but not be self-judgment or self-critical. This is a habit we carry from our childhood. Because, trust me, we all have been brought up with very critical upbringing. Our upbringing was critical. All over the world, it is true. In India, it's more. The critical upbringing, we self-criticize too much. No, because parents are not getting criticized now, but their tapes are playing in our head. We criticize ourselves. Okay. You made a blunder. So, blunder. That is a blunder. Okay, made a blunder. Big deal, yaar. Come on. I'll see what I can salvage out of. What I can correct out of. That's how life is. We make mistakes. We make. Okay. That's why I like their expression. Reva de, reva de. Let it be. Yeah, we will do. Anything important in life, whether it's a project you're on, whether it's a simple thing like having a diet, I compare it to climbing a mountain. You're holding the rope and suddenly your leg slips and you're hanging on with the rope. What are you going to do? Arey, I slipped now. Abhi kya fayda hai? And let go or hold on and get your leg back into some of the cracks. The second one. The same way, sometimes you slip. It's okay. Hold on. Get back to it. Even if you come down a few feet, okay, hold on. And then get back. Okay. That's how life is. That's how life. We need not be too harsh with ourselves. We need not be too permissive with ourselves. So, yeah, jane de, that's okay. One is being critical to ourselves. The other is being unnecessarily smothering to us. Smothering is it looks loving, but it actually holds you down. Like I'm feeling bad, yeah. So what do you do? That whole chocolate cake is there. Now let me finish it. I'll feel nice. That look is not a loving action. It's something that's harmful for us. The system. Yeah. So have a balance in the world. Be more nurturing towards yourself. Nurturing is self-care in whatever form. And nurture yourself other than criticizing. Nurturing would be in that project that you have bungled up. What went wrong? What went right? What could I have done better? You structure the whole thing and restructure. That's where an active karma yoga lifestyle comes in. And exposed to the knowledge, therefore the akarta bhokta will flow in. It will take its own time, but let it flow in. You can't push it. Karma yoga you can. Prasada. Hey, why are you getting so upset? Prasada. You don't like it, but it's prasada. Take it. Yeah, what to do? Prasada is only ashes today. Okay. What else can I do? Being everything has gone, it's all burned down. You lost everything. That's why some of these bhajans are also good, I don't know where. I remember only snatches of it, which I feel, this is good. सब कुछ हार के आया हूँ, अब क्या हार चढ़ाए. Hindi is a person singing. सब कुछ हार के आया हूँ, अब क्या हार चढ़ाए. Nice one, isn't it? You feel like that sometimes. This is all emotionally validating. That's why we didn't need therapy. We validate ourselves through all these type of bhajans. Yeah.
Who is this attributed? Some Kabir Doha, is it?
I don't know. I'm not much into music, so I don't remember who, what, when. I just remember natural here and there.
It's exceptional. There should be some extension to it also, right?
Yeah, there must be. There must be. Yeah. Kamini is not here today. Her husband Nandu used to sing this very well. Some things will be like that. It's okay. Any other questions or clarification before we go ahead? Okay. Bhuta Brahma cha Bhutastha Mama Atma Bhuta Bhav. All that we saw. Then he's giving a couple of examples for it. He says, Yatha Akasha Sthito Nityam Ayu Sarvatra Go Mahan Tata Sarvani Bhutani Mastani Tipudaraya Akasha Sthitaha Vayu. Vayu that is based in Akasha. Sarvatra Gacchati Mahan Bhavati. It's great. It goes all over. But where is it rooted in? Akasha. The importance of Vayu, because that you and I will not survive. But where is it based on? Akasha. Similarly, he says, Tata Sarvani Bhutani Mastani Tipudaraya. Understand that everything that is there, big and small, where is it based on? In one consciousness alone. Mastani is speaking as Ishvara, but as consciousness, everyone will be able to echo it in time. Mastani Sarva Bhutani. Where else is it? That shift of understanding from I am a created entity to I am the basis of creation. That is a shift actually. I am a created entity is born from your identification of body and mind and your ignorance about your true nature. So at one level, we see the body and mind as only instruments of function, as a dress we wear. Then we understand more and more about our true nature. Put together, the whole thing will work. Click. Many spiritual students, in the terms of understanding that I'm not the body, etc., tend to neglect the body in the name of spirituality. Not healthy. If you really want to gain that type of thing over the body, learn to challenge it. Learn to master it. That is better than neglecting. That's better than neglecting. Why? Because the body should listen to what you say. You're not listening to what the body is saying. They'll completely destroy this advertising campaign. Nobody can eat just one. But that's it. Keeping the mastery of the body. That's a better way of doing it rather than neglecting the body. Just because you're not the car doesn't mean you won't take care of the car. You take care of the car, maintain it, all the things. Over-identification is a problem. A scratch on the car is like a scratch on me. That can be a problem. Scratch on the car is a scratch on the car. Okay, that's fine. A scratch on me is also a scratch on me, isn't it? And just a scratch. No big deal. Yeah. That type of mastery is better than neglect. So just in passing, I think I have to say that. Okay. Nothing. Therefore, Mastani iti upadaraya. Understand that whole thing is. Then a little bit he's talking about the whole kalpa thing, the whole cycle of creation. Prasangavashad is called because Your topic is that talking about it. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamika kalpakshe punastani kalpado visajamyaham. This is this whole creation that you're saying, which is non-different from me. Don't take it as a big deal. Sarva bhutani he kaunteya, he kunti putra Arjuna. Sarva bhutani, all these bhutas, all these beings. Prakritim yanti mam, they all come, resolve themselves into peace. When kalpakshaye, at the end of the kalpa, after the 4 yugas are over, at the end of the kalpa, they all resolve into peace. And punastani kalpado srijamya, kalpado, at the beginning of the next kalpa, I'll manifest them again. At the end of this kalpa, I'm sure there'll be hundreds of people, thousands, millions of people who don't know the truth. So what will happen to all of them? Prakritim yanti. They are absorbed into Maya. Why? Because now creation is withdrawn. Time for a break. Brahmaji is having a nap. Ishvara is having a nap. No creation. Then he gets up, creation starts again, next kalpa. So, what is? You have to look at it a bit more scientific. I don't bother too much about that. Because when you're speaking scientifically, you can only speak about this dimension. Okay? Other dimensions are only a possibility that science has talked about. Let us say Big Bang, beginning of the creation. The explosive forces. But the moment the explosive forces have functioned, matter has come into existence. Once matter comes into existence, gravity comes to existence. All the strong and weak forces, atomic forces, all of them come into existence. Because they are the building blocks of the world. All of them come into existence. Now there is mass. And the explosive forces, the whole thing is expanding outwards. It is still expanding. We are living in an expanding universe. We are moving away from each other. Each galaxy is moving away from the other. All right. But at the same time, gravity is acting on it. What is gravity? Attraction between the masses. Directly proportional to the masses, inversely proportional to the distance between them. In short. So gravity is also acting. But right now the explosive forces are overcoming the gravity. It's still expanding. But gravity is acting like a brake. Deacceleration. A time will come when what will happen? The explosive forces would have been spent. The kinetic energy is spent. Then what happens? The gravitational forces will take. Then what will happen? All come back into a big crunch. Big bang, big crunch. Same thing. Only thing is, when you are talking only a purely scientific model, you are leaving out the whole question of consciousness. Human being, consciousness, observer, all that is being left out. That's why Krishna says it from the standpoint of Ishvara and the consciousness. The beginning of the Kalpa, everything is manifest, and at the Kalpa, everything goes into unmanifest. And what is unmanifest becomes the material for the next cycle of creation. Yeah, Karthik.
Swamiji, from Ishvara's perspective, he is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. From Brahmaji's perspective, is he only the Nimitta Karanam or is he both?
That Brahmaji is just a standpoint we are taking. Okay. Only with Ruski. Yeah, only looking at Nimitta Karanam, we are saying Brahmaji.
I see. Okay.
That's just a personification, a deification.
Sure.
It is a deity, yeah, nothing else. Because that is a Pauranic idea. Brahmaji, etc. is Pauranic idea. Personified. because people needed that to relate to.
Mm.
I have to get into that. So Brahmaji, literally speaking, is Hirni Karta, the cosmic mind.
Mm.
That has been personified as Brahmaji. So that's just a way of putting it. Just imagine all the beings in Brahmaloka waiting to understand that Brahmaji taught them. For 20,000 years, they have been enjoying life. So thoda that keenness for knowledge exists a kingdom. Some of them got it, some of them didn't get it. But they were highly evolved souls. So what will happen in the next kalpa? They'll be born Rishi like, and Dakshinamurti will teach them again and they'll get the knowledge. Every Rishi in one kalpa probably was someone who didn't get it the previous kalpa. Okay. You and I are in good boots, okay? So many lifetimes you didn't get it, okay, but this lifetime you're getting it. That is not bad. I mean, all of you are great students. You don't need Brahmaji to come and teach you. Brahmavid is enough for you. Right. Kalpakshaya punasani kalpada visraja. Then little bit is clear. Yes, one second. Okay, then little bit is clarifying that part of it again. Prakritim swam avishtabhya srijami punah punah bhutagrama mimam krishnam avasha prakritir vacha. This is prakritim swam avishtabhya. Mastering my own prakriti. See, bhutas are helpless. Creation is there, they have to be born, they'll be born, there's no choice. But what about me? Prakritim swam avishtabhya. Keeping my prakriti under my control. Visarjami punah punah. Again and again I'll create. Bhuta, what we will create? Bhuta gramam among Krishna. The entire Bhuta gramam. Avasha prakritir vasha. In keeping with their prakriti. Next kalpa, let us say, next kalpa is created. You think everyone is going to be the same type of thinking? No, not necessary. Just because it's Satya Yoga doesn't mean that everybody will have the same spiritual bent of mind, etc. There'll be enough idiots there also. Enough rogues there also. Satya Yoga rogue. More powerful actually, more capable, more intelligent. Tapasvi rogue. Like Ravana, etc. was who? Tapasvi rogue. No? Yeah. So, in keeping with their prakriti, only it will manifest. Because they have to work through that and grow. All of us, we are born through certain. We don't have to change our personality. Get this very clear. Being spiritual is not becoming carbon copies of each other or carbon copies of your guru. Imitation is a form of flattery. It is not learning. But that's the easiest way to do it. My guru is like this, I'll also be like that. Your dress, your habit, whatever. Not necessary. That's not the idea. Each one of us have our certain traits, certain personalities. In that personality, you need to take care of the problematic issues. Have prasadavati, etc. Mature out. And know the truth. That's it. Your personalities will be different. My teacher has created more than 300 teachers. Each one of us is a sample. These are unique people. They won't be carbon copies. So, idea is keeping your personality, you mature out, have enough viveka, vairagya, etc., understand the truth. Personalities will remain the thing, and that's good. And icons for plurality, difference. That's nice. Yeah. That's beautiful part. Like some of you know Paramarthananda, right? As one of the teachers. Paramarthananda are batch, and I are batchmates. We are roughly same age. We studied under the same teacher and the same batch, the same influences, good, bad, ugly in Bombay. Are we not two totally different personalities? Yeah. He follows the rule book, I throw the rule book out of the way. In fact, in the ashram also, Swamiji would say, no, people follow this rule, this, that, etc. Then he look at me, not for you. I need you to do these things. You can't follow these. For that, so okay, Swamiji. Each person is different. Understand, this is important. Imitation is the easiest, but imitation doesn't work. Imitation only shows your admiration for something. That's fine. But I remember there is one of Swamiji's 40 students, very, very scholarly lady. Okay? She was very good in her learning. He knew Swamiji since Swamiji was in Rishikesh. It was a great support. But like that. In the ashram, she will see me wearing an upavastram. With Maharashtrians around, I can't say Angavastram. It has got other implications. So you see me with an upavastram on top of, very happy. Then Swamiji will say, hey, go into town, get this work done and come. Then I'll wear a kurta and travel into town. I'm traveling by public transport. Angavastram, I won't know where it is. Even girls have stopped wearing dupattas long time. I've been wearing dupatta in our Bombay trains. And she look at me, very unhappy with that. That's not understanding the whole thing. When I am saying I'm not the body, you bother about the dress. Body is not you. What I'm trying to say is the differences. Okay, it's fine. You don't have to be carbon copies. Therefore, avasham prakriti evasha. Each person is manifest according to their prakriti. And in that prakriti, if you have a warrior temperament, that's fine. Be a warrior. And develop your sattvic tendencies. Have strong rajas to back it up, because if you need strong rajas to be a warrior, and be sattvic enough, so you'll be a great strategist around that. That's how it all comes out. Then you're doing so much, but that is Kartritva Bhavam, na? Karta Mukta Ishvara is becoming. Watch. Nacha mam tani karmani, nabhagnati dhananjaya, udasinavad asinam, asaktam teshu karmasu. Tani karmani nabhagnanti he dhananjaya. Hey Arjuna, these karmas don't bind me. Why? Because I know I'm akarta bhukta. I'm the consciousness. This is just manifestation. Therefore, I'm not caught up in them. Then he makes a nice statement. Udasinavad asinaha. Asaktam teshu karos. Asaktam teshu karos. Because I am not touched by any of their karmas. It looks as though I am indifferent. Udasinavad. Udasin. Udasin means indifferent. Literally means indifferent. But he says udasinavad. Like, not exactly udasin. Udasinavad asina. Udasin Sampradaya also among the sadhus. Sadhus, there are a lot of traditions. One of them is Udasin. They don't get involved in anything. Jab karo, pat karo, tab karo, aur kuch nahi karo. For sadhus living in Rishikesh, that's fine. So what is Udasin? Udasinam in normal things is you don't care. Isn't it? You're indifferent. Doesn't matter to you. Yaar, kya manta hai karne? I am not bothered. This is not that. This is care, but at the same time respecting the independence of things and beings. I care, but I let people make their own mistakes. I'll caution only if they expect it from me, not otherwise. You can. You're there to support if something goes wrong, but you will not try to control anything. It's very important for us to have. Because of our care, we tend to control. Because we care for people, we love them. Therefore, in our thinking, what they're doing is something wrong. And it may be genuine also. When it comes to kids and therefore we'll control them, we'll prevent them from. And I've seen parents saying this also. It's my job to prevent them from getting hurt. No. It's your job to see that they grow. So that they may have to get hurt. Did you stop your child from falling when they're learning to walk? Or you just ensured that the area was quite safe and they wouldn't bag against some pointed corner of a table or something like that. They have to get up, they have to fall, they have to crawl, they have to get. Only then they learn to walk. Otherwise, we'll still be crawling on. You'll not be walking on two legs. You'll be crawling on all four. So that is Udasin. You care, you let it be. You care, but you let it be. You don't control. At the most, you strike a note of caution and leave it. This is for us functioning in the world. Okay? I'm interpreting Udasinam with respect to our function. This is it. Udasinam. You know the guy is making a mistake. He was struck a small note of caution. That's enough. Now they're going to still make a mistake. Let them. They learn. Wisdom comes from experience. And experience comes from bad decisions. How many bad decisions have we made in life? And, show me a person who has not made a bad decision. I'll show you a person who has not pushed himself or herself and grown. They played it safe. If you have not made a mistake, you will not have compassion for somebody else who is making a mistake. You cannot be compassionate for someone who has made a mistake. Unless you have made a mistake and you understand, I was also like that. I also made that mistake. Also make mistakes. You become too critical and judgmental. That's not growth. Be critical and judgmental is not. You have never made a wrong decision. Right? You're too scared of it. You're so scared you kept on the narrow path all the time. Or you're too conditioned. What is it? You played it safe. You're afraid to take a risk. You are afraid to live life passionately. All these are hampers for growth. If there is one thing you are committed to yourself passionately, whatever it is, including when you are young, a young thing, you are not committed to yourself passionately. You have not learned what drive and passion, what it can do, the absence of passion you have to experience. At least once. Yeah, what an idiot I was. But it was good. It's a good mistake. Yeah, it's a good mistake. You grow in that. Anything. Music, dance, yeah. Passionate about something. You lived life fully then. That's what takes care of growth. Always the improvement problem. Like, I have this student. She's a different person now from that. Called me for dinner. I went home. Dinner. After class. 8:30. Shall we have dinner first? Is it okay? I was very prim. Hey, I'll come. I'll do helping hand. Oh, all problem problem. We sat down and had dinner. And dinner also, we had a traditional idea what should happen. Oh, that's okay. Fine. I'm happy with anything. So we had, would you like some tea or coffee? No, no. Okay. Now I'll tell you some jokes. The jokes happen as part of conversation. I said, okay. I thought maybe she had thought of a joke. She pulled out a sheet of paper. She has typed up jokes. I said, I don't want to be entertained by these jokes. Let's have a free flow conversation. Are you getting the idea? Your life is of, okay, sorry, too much of passion. You should actually implement proper like this all through. Of course, such people won't survive with me without changing a lot. What am I trying to do here? What I'm trying to show is that your differences, celebrate that, grow in that. And we took off from Udasina was asking. Let people be. In fact, my teacher used to say this and he's very right in that. Your emotional freedom depends upon the freedom that you give the other person to be what the person is. Yeah, Rishikesh.
Just to get your thought right, I just wanted to check. Are you saying that if we live life fully, the knowledge will eventually sort of dawn on us?
No, you will grow enough to have the mindset that's necessary for knowledge.
Okay.
Your emotional growth happens. You still have to come to the knowledge.
Okay.
But your lifestyle takes care of your emotional growth, your attitudes, your behavior.
Ability to grasp, readiness to grasp the knowledge is.
Yeah. You need to live with passion. But passion alone is not enough. Long back, many years ago, many years ago, almost 35, 40 years ago, I did a training program for a group. So there were half a dozen Sardars in there. Rare to get half a dozen Sardars in one. I think that's the only company I've had half a dozen Sardars. So at the end of the training program, one person says, this is a good program. As Sardar, we have a lot of josh in us. But hosh thoda kam hai. Swami ji to bahut hosh dala aapne. Josh and that passion alone is not enough. Hosh. It is out with both. Clear thinking. Yes, I remember my simple definition of what maturity is about.
Yes.
Think clearly, feel deeply, act decisively. If that you can have, you have the maturity itself. That is important. To be able to have that. And Udasina with respect to each other is completely different. Udasina with respect to a wise person is completely different. Actions happen. I'm akarta, bhokta. I don't act. I don't know. Action happens. Karmani, akarmaya pishi. In all the action, I am the calm center. I am the calm center in the storm of all activities. It is happening. Buddhya nischatya, manasa sankalpya, kayena karma karvomi. Decided by the sense, desired by the heart. By the body, I perform actions. And what are you? The one who witnesses it. Navadware pure dehi kamaste. Naiva kuruvan na kare. We have seen this before. In this nine-gated city called the body, I remain. Neither doing nor causing anything to be done. But in my presence, body, mind, etc. functions according to what has to be. Action happens based on your strength of your sankalpa, thinking, clarity, desire, capacity, vishalatvam, samatvam, vishalatvam, all that. In a small aspect of this, Bruce Lee was asked, when do you decide to punch? He says, I don't punch. The hand punches me itself. Because your mind, your training, everything has taken over. For that, Kushalatvam should be high. Yoga, karma, with Kushalatvam should. Samatvam should be high. And Udasinam should be. Only then it happens. Is it becoming clear in the whole thing, the perspective?
Yeah, yeah.
Thus, there is two things. Udasinam as an attitude and accommodation, etc. Yeah, as an attitude and Udasinam as born of knowledge. Both are important. Udasinam as an attitude is accommodating people, letting people feel. You care, you let people feel. You accept them for what they are. You allow them to make their mistakes. You have a couple of kids and that teenagers is not going to be. See, I know that. I deal with teenagers all the time. They are getting into a mess. It's okay. They have to learn from it. I say, if it doesn't work out, come and tell me, speak to me, okay? I'm always there. Yes, sir. So when I get a call, I know, okay, I have to handle a few things. If I don't get a call, I learn to handle it. Or they're going bigger into the mess. If I think they're going to the mess bigger, I'll give the mess call. I'll say something. That's enough for them to come and talk. Why? Because there is no that acceptance is there. I'm not going to control them. I'll accept them, help them out of an issue. There is no that. So that is the way to be in functions. Udasi. A wise person it is karmani akarmaya pashi. Karmani akarmaya pashi. There's no action happening. What is that? Not doing anything. I am Astram Baba hoke baitha hai. Babaji is the inside, okay? What is manifest inside, that is Babaji. Do you know in North India, Kedarnath, etc., they don't say, I'm going to see Lord Shiva in Kedarnath. They don't say that. कहाँ जा रहा है? केदारनाथ बाबाजी को देखने. क्या केदारनाथ जा रहा है बाबाजी को चल बाबाजी उदासीन उदासीन. So Shiva is portrayed like that. Shiva is supposed to be the epitome of this knowledge. He's portrayed like that as though indifferent. Mastram Baba okay baitha hai. That's just a portrayal, okay? That's not factual.
Unfortunately, this is sort of so opposite of the Western culture that we kind of are sort of living in, where corporates are giving you specifically
It's not either or.
Yeah.
You have to take charge of things, no?
Yeah.
You take charge. Then, are you completely in charge of every outcome? You recognize that. Do what you can, let go. Take charge. Remember that workshop, taking charge of your life, responsibility, proactivity, all that thing, you do that. And after that, what? Next step is what? So at teenagers, I will teach only that much. Here, let it go. What happens will happen. You have done your best. You have given your shot. Now, let the order function. You accept. You accept.
Yeah.
You know, you can say managers are hired to create results, not to give excuses. Yeah, as the managers are creating results. And this program flopped. The guy was fired. But within a few days, he's picked up for a better salary in some other company. Why? If he's useless, he should not be picked up by the other company. Because the other company recognizes he's got an experience of failure also. He's a good man. But here he has to be fired to take an example. Oh, no. People can't have failures and see. There's a couple of people who have been CEOs in this group here. You know, speak to them. As CEOs, you get fired. Others are just waiting to grab you. So they are good. You recognize that, you know. You can't control all outcomes. You can only focus on what you can do. Yeah. That's why we'll say in management, process-oriented, objective-oriented, process-oriented, etc. Why? Because of you can't control every outcome. Not management by goals, management by objectives. All theories sit around.
MBO.
I know, the theories all of them. I said, oh, sab chodo, yes, simple, put this into it, you'll function very, very effectively. Get your professional skills, get your personal skills of Ishwararpanam, Prasada Buddhi, proactivity, response. Things will happen very well. Simple as that. But then you can't be a consultant saying simple as that. You have to make it complex with terminology and technology. Anyway, that apart. But this is in terms of how you say Udasina, Vadasina. Asaktam Teshu Karam. So There goes, the topic is not over. He goes on for the next few verses. But this is a good place to stop. It's to call it today. Night is still young.